I didn't
What's
realize how
going
much I
on,
missed.
guys? Welcome to Shacknews Twitch Channel. Sorry for cutting into Rod like that.
It's all right.
Today is February the something. It's a Monday, President's Day. We're here with the show that don't stop hopping. Talking about the wild world of electronic sports. We're here with our host Brian, Phil, Rodney. Guys, tell me what's up with this damn weekend.
Chris, thank you so much. This damn weekend had so much esports going on throughout the week that we just had to have a show today. It's a Duke Nukem Day actually here at Shack News. It's just one of the days where we take the day off, but the wide world of esports must continue because the rest of the world keeps on fighting. So we are too. I'm joined, of course, by Rodney Conyers Jr. How are you doing today?
I'm really good. A bit of a different setup. I'm back in Jersey for a night, so I'm on my phone, but happy to be here.
Excellent. And always joining us as well is the phenomenal Phil Visu. How are you doing?
I'm all right, man, considering I was up all night on a flight at 6 a.m. and back here at equivalent of 11 a.m. And Charles, in his quest to save Uber money, was like, hey, instead of just Ubering from the hotel, let's walk, or Ubering from the LAX, let's get a shuttle, which took us 30 minutes to get on,
Nice.
go to a hotel and save 30 bucks and Uber from there. Here I am. Hello.
Sounds like you need to hit Charles.
It's just so funny.
Well, I'm sure you guys are definitely tired from your long week or long weekend at Glitch, but we'll get into that soon. We have other esports news to talk about first because a big game was finally just announced. Let's get into it, everybody. It's finally here. We've seen it. We had a teaser.
Half-Life 3.
I wish it was Half-Life 3. That would be a little bit more exciting. No, it's actually Street Fighter 6 finally unveiled during CPT, or the CPT final, actually. We got to see a little taste of Street Fighter 6, just a tiny teaser, a foot, and some other dudes.
Yeah, a big-ass greasy foot is all I remember from this teaser.
I don't know what they were thinking, but it's there. It's out. We've seen it. We know it's been. We knew it was being worked on. We knew this announcement was coming. It was like the worst kept secret in fighting games for a long time now. That is a big greasy foot, Crabs. But I just have to talk about that logo is just awful. Like, what are they thinking? I can't get over it. Every time I look at it, every time I think about this game, it goes back to that terrible logo, that Guitar Hero ass looking logo. What is that, guys?
I don't know what the hell. Actually, what it really looks like, and I seen it in a meme. But remember when we were all in like second or third grade and we're bored and we just draw like the S with the the points and shit on it. That's what that shit looks like. I've seen a lot of Street Fighter is just always in a really odd place in the fighting game community's heart because we talk about how important it is from the front end of things because of what the game is, from the back end of things of what Capcom and Sony have been doing. But this is really their first title since 2015, so it was kind of long overdue. But the fact of the matter is that Street Fighter V was just so goddamn lackluster that you really got to bring it because Street Fighter 4 is the shit. 5 was kind of doo-doo. 6, you got to impress us.
Yeah,
Logo
I think
looks like it belongs on a gas station booth dispensary cart.
Yeah, definitely lackluster. I don't, I mean, I kind of saw it and I was like, okay. I mean, that's kind of mid. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a placeholder. Like it could be one of those things where remember how like the Sonic movie first had their trailer and everyone was like shitting on it and then they went back and they like changed it and now like that movie's got like 2 sequels coming out. Maybe it'll be like that. Like the fan reception for it is kind of like so mid and everyone thinks it's so mediocre. They kind of go back to the drawing board and come up with something a little bit better. Because I mean, it's just I don't know. It kind of like a price tag to me. I didn't really know what's going on with that, and it looked like a marked down price tag too, which is even worse. So get that together. That logo wasn't doing it for me.
Wasn't doing it for me. And you know what's weird? Everybody wanted Marvel versus Capcom. Like we love Street Fighter. Like if you like fighting games, you see Street Fighter happening. It's there. I mean, you don't have to play it, but you just respect it. But like what we want is a new Marvel versus Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was I'm gonna what, Krabs? Damn it. I'm speaking for all of us.
Speak for me.
I'm speaking for all of us here, Krabs, when I say we definitely need another Marvel vs. Capcom. It's just long overdue. That is the game that's going to bring literally the entire fighting game community together. Look at the beginning of Dragon Ball FighterZ and Infinite. It brought us all together for a little bit. Obviously, both of those games were kind of trailed off, but where those games kind of lacked, a new Marvel vs. Capcom could maybe make up.
Yeah, I think the licensing behind Marvel vs. Capcom is just really what's going to keep Capcom from making that game. They have to get licensing for each character. It's a separate process for all of them, and then the overall process with now Disney owning Marvel.
Hmm.
It's definitely not as easy as it was back when Marvel was like, "Yeah, sure, you can use our property and whatever you want. You got money, we will take it gladly," because they were hurting back when Marvel versus Capcom originally came out. Um, it is sad though that Infinite was like the last thing that we have to go off of, right? Like people are still playing Marvel versus Capcom 2. People are still playing Tatsunoko versus Capcom. People are still playing a lot of versus series games because they love them so much. And it would be nice to get a new one, but I think that licensing is just a little too hairy right now. We'll see, hopefully, if we can get another one in the future. But back to Street Fighter 6, what do you guys want to see out of the Street Fighter 6? And I'm sure a smoother launch is like the number one thing everybody's hoping for, right?
Give
Yeah.
people a complete game. I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like, well, I don't think that should be too difficult. Obviously people want DLC, but right at like out the jump, the game should feel complete and not like it's missing things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think like the thing with Street Fighter 5, everybody kept saying it felt like they were just like patching, like continually like making the game after it was released, like adding
Hmm.
things and you know what I mean? Like, just it didn't feel like a completed game. I think that for when you pay a price tag on a game, like you want a good game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
don't think that's like a complicated thing or a big request. So that's my
No,
thing.
I'm with you, Phil. It shouldn't be a big ask at all, especially for something as legendary as Street Fighter. And I think that's kind of the slippery slope, the double edged sword of DLC. That if you do it right, it feels like okay, this game is already cool and we're adding more stuff into it. But you can also do DLC very wrong, where it start to feel like, how is this not in here already from the jump? Why
Yeah.
do I have to pay for this? Like even when we look at Smash, we talk about the DLC in there, and I look at Min Min, and I'm like, you know, innovatively designed character, but is she really cool enough to justify paying money for? Like she should have been in kind of like that Inkling and like the Mario Kart and that type of category of Nintendo versus DLC and whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just they have a lot to work with because 5 was just not great.
I'm surprised that people were surprised at the way 5 was doled out. Other than the change of name to DLC, it's been exactly the same as they've done with Street Fighter for 30 years. They put out one
Hmm.
game that doesn't have anything, and then typically they resold it 7 times with 7 different names up until they came up with the next Street Fighter and did it. This time they just put out the base one and let you buy it piecemeal along the way, and instead of the old style. Because just like Street Fighter 4, everybody said they love it, but that game got re-released 5 times. Street Fighter
That's
2 has
true.
been put out 37 times. The alpha games have been put out 45 times. Just
That's
before in the
actually
past,
true.
they just re-released a new game and had you buy a whole new SKU. It's not saying that it was good back then, but I just was surprised that folks were more upset with Street Fighter 5 for doing the exact same thing, just with a
Right.
different name.
Yeah, and I think also this isn't the first time we've seen a Street Fighter game kind of released, and the community's like, what the hell is this? Like, I think if I'm not mistaken, and somebody who knows Street Fighter better than me can actually correct me on this, but the original Street Fighter 3 was not highly sought after. Like people weren't feeling the graphics. Street Fighter 2 is a lot to live up to. It wasn't until they started doing those other versions that people were a little bit more, open to the idea of what the franchise was bringing. Because also that was the game that brought new characters and just a really big shakeup, similar to like Super Smash Brothers Brawl, Tekken 3. It's just something about those third installments that just brings you something different, and the community just needs a little time to warm up to it.
And Street Fighter 3 got, I think, 5 or 6 releases. I know that there were 3 different releases of Third Strike, which would have to have been at least the third Street Fighter 3, but it all kind of runs together.
Mm-hmm. Also, get rid of the ability to not chip the person out. Like this whole like you have if all fighting games are doing it, like I have to actually hit you for you to die now. I need like why how come stuff on block doesn't do damage? I want that back. Other than that, I'm fine. I just want that back because people will literally sit and block all day. That's just not my speed.
I'm cool with the chip outs as well. I agree with you. Turtling is definitely not how it should be.
Yeah.
Uh, I hope there is enough of a shakeup in this that it does bring, an excitement back to Street Fighter, back kind of like that Street Fighter 4 excitement had. I don't
Mhm.
know. This doesn't really have that though, because Street Fighter 4 was such a long time in the waiting. people were really excited about that comeback. Where this is just kind of a chance for Capcom to make up for a lackluster Street Fighter game that was, uh, still made up for itself. I mean, it was still a fun game to play. Still has a lot of players and still has a lot of excitement behind the CPT. So I mean, you can't discount Street Fighter 5 so much from its launch. But I agree with Phil in hoping that this is more of a complete game when it comes out. I don't want it to feel like a game as a service where you're just kind of either grinding for these like ways to get the characters for free or just popping down the money for them when they come out piecemeal. That's definitely not my speed for Street Fighter.
Hmm.
We shall
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's move on because we got to get into the big topic for the day. We got to get into the tournament of the weekend, Glitch Infinite for Smash Brothers, and you guys were both there. I'm going to let you just take it away. Phil, tell us all about Glitch and everything that happened.
So Glitch was a fantastic event. There was a little bit of concern going into it. I feel like for a couple reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
One because it got pushed back. Right? Remember, the original date was supposed to be right after Let's Make Big Moves. And then two, it didn't have quite as much like quote unquote star power as something some people said. But I disagreed with that. I thought we had like plenty of like amazing players in attendance. And the guy who was seated first place actually won it. That was Cosmos. Newly sponsored by my org Beast Coast. So shouts to Beast Coast. Shouts to Cosmos. Um, it was interesting because I didn't think we were gonna go to two sets of grand finals because if you look at their winners encounter where Zamba 3-0'd him, like Cosmos was just kind of giving him so much respect, and I was just like, are you like what I'm saying? I'm like, this is not the month to give him respect. That's the first thing that crossed my mind. Obviously, I chose not to say that directly on commentary, but brother, I was thinking it. Got his shit together and bounced back. Taking the first, I think it went 3-1 and then 3-0'd him in the next one. I think that's how it went down. So really happy with how that went. Zamba was really close to winning all three events. He won Squad Strike and he won doubles the previous days, but just couldn't quite clutch it out against Cosmos in the finale. But one thing I said on commentary afterwards, a lot of people were giving him shit for like switching characters in the last game of set two, like going Link or something like that. I was like, I don't want to say it's a bad mentality as much as it is like he's just a kid. You know what I mean? Like he's only like 16, so he's still, he's got a long way to go as far
Yeah.
as like getting that, all jam packed and stuff like that. But nah, it was dope, man. I'm really happy with how the event went. I had a lot of people come up to me say this was their first event. They appreciated how much effort went into it because if you ever see the staging, they put a lot of effort into their presentation so that their attendees definitely get their money's worth. I want to say. So yeah, shout out to Glitch, man. It was a dope event as expected. And yeah, I mean the guy who was seeded to win won.
Yeah.
Got to make the seeders feel good.
I think Glitch is doing a really good job with letting new narratives kind of fall in place in the community. When I see some of the old sagas back in the day and how those were themed in like 2017 and 18, I see Glitch kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say borrowing from that innovation, but maybe more so taking it and then kind of revitalizing it because we haven't had tournaments that are themed like that before. I know at Glitch 8.5, Phil and I were both there. They did the Konami code. That was really cool. Apostle did his absolute damnedest to make it the most immersive experience possible. And then, of course, Glitch Infinite. I mean, it was fighting game themed. And, it's not enough, I feel like, for Smashers to just run fighting game brackets, just to pad numbers or whatever. There has to be a celebration of it. When I look at CEO, and, depending on, regardless of whatever your opinion is on Evo, even Evo as well, when they run Smash events, they give them the biggest stage they can possible. They know how important that game is to the fighting game community, and it feels more like a celebration, like a highlight, if you will. And Glitch was the first time that I really feel like Smash was able to do that for fighting games. There have been other tournaments who have done it. I know Genesis 5, they ran a Street Fighter bracket a couple years ago. Gamo did a Dragon Ball Fighters bracket. Small brackets, sure, but it just felt like we're doing this tournament. People are going to sign up, so on and so forth. Glitch felt like we're doing these tournaments and we're highlighting and showcasing how important these games are to the overall community. And I just thought, hell, at this point, what can't the VG team do? I mean, the inspiration is really just Apostle has taken it and he's just moved it to new highlights and just, new horizons. And I'm really excited to be a part of it. I hope for the next Glitch because I interviewed Apostle and he gave us kind of a bit of a rumor on what the next one's going to be. I hope he goes through with it because I think the community is going to be turned upside down.
Well, that is a great call. I really liked seeing everything out of Glitch this weekend. You guys did a great job casting it. Like you said, the event itself just looked really cool. The Mega Man X like capsule that they had, that you guys were taking pictures in, was really
Yep,
fun to look at. I
that
like
was
I
dope.
like looking at all the tweets that was mentioned in chat. Um, yeah, it's just really cool to see when a TO goes the extra mile into, like you said, making the attendees feel like they're getting their money's worth, because
Mm-hmm.
it is way too easy to take all of the entry fees, rent out a ballroom, get your setups, and then just call it a day, right? But when they go to the effort of, like you said, making a celebration of fighting games almost, in gaming itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes it something special for sure, and something that the attendees and the viewers are going to remember.
Yeah, and VG has just been good for so long that I think people are just taking it for granted. There's other tournaments, other stream orgs, other events, they pop up and people are like, man, they're the best thing smoking, blah, blah, blah. And I love it. I think the community could use more events to some degree, but when I see VG, they are literally good. They have never missed. In all my years of working with them, whether it's from the back end of things or the front end or whichever way I'm involved, I'm like, these guys even own their own venue. Like I can't think of too many TOs that own their own venue, create experiences like this, help, launch, the next top players into the community the way they do. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know if how many Smashers are going to go back and watch this, but y'all got to show VG some more love. Y'all taking them for granted, and they are literally giving you an S tier experience.
Yeah,
S
it's kind of weird. I mean, maybe it's just like a product that's you've been around so long, yeah, you get taken for granted. I don't really know. But I mean, either way, as long as they keep putting on these kind of high quality events, I think, a lot of people are getting reminded. I mean, this glitch broke their attendance record for like glitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they even had the cap like pound that's happening. So there's a lot of good for them coming up this year, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to really turn it up a notch. I haven't uploaded it yet, but whenever the interview that I did with Apostle and Tong and stuff goes up, and that's another person too that I feel like I forgot to talk about, Tong. Him and Jabale are like, right and left hand mans. They're each other's like best friends when it comes to hosting these fighting game tournaments. And I talked to him about why we're starting to see more of him at events. Before he was kind of just DreamHack CEO, and then he does his own thing, but now he's showing up to Smash events, kind of bridging that gap between fighting games and Smash, which, to be honest, there really shouldn't be a gap in the first place. Culturally, it makes sense a little bit. Street Fighter originated in the arcade, Smash originated in their living room playing Nintendo games. So I understand the slight disconnect, but overall, we're all looking to achieve the same shit, which is just play games as safely as possible. And I'm glad Tong is involved.
Absolutely, well said. Congrats to everybody at Glitch Infinite. Congrats to both of you for covering another awesome event. Congrats to all the players, to VG, for putting on another awesome event. I can't wait for next year's Glitch and for everything else coming out of VG. Coming up in the future. Let's go on to another Smash event though that's coming up soon. That's
Oh yeah.
very soon. Yeah. We have the Black Empowerment Invitational, put together by HWM Homemade Waffles himself. I want to let Rod take this one away, because Rod, you're the one that's also involved in this event as well. So yeah, tell us all about the Black Empowerment Invitational for Smash.
Yo, I think this is just a really awesome thing to see. It's really hard, I feel like, in esports to sift through the whole who's just doing like all black content just because they know it's like, the right thing to do. And I know it's going to get us like stream views or whatever. And then who's actually doing it because they actually just, love the culture and they understand how important black people are to really the overall scope of fighting or video games. But I guess in this case, really fighting games. Homemade Waffles messaged me a couple weeks ago and was like, yo, Rod, I really want you to do this. I can't pay you, stuff like that. And I was like, bro, it's not even like that. This is a really good thing. I can't do it this week, obviously, because I'm at Glitch. I said, but next week when I go back home and I'm at my computer, I'll commentate whatever the hell you need. And I had the opportunity to watch a little bit in between, a little bit of Glitch and, of course, stuffing my face with Korean barbecue. And I was like, I like this. You know, obviously KJH was there, Shroom was there. You know, a lot of very strong African American players were there. But one thing I really love that Homemade Waffles did, or whoever's in charge of production, I don't know how involved he is on the production end of things. I know he did the brackets, but he had like clips of famous interviews from Black people. So like he had like a Tupac, you know, clip that I thought was really nice. Nelson Mandela, a lot of just really strong Black content creators, and I felt like we need to see more of that. It's not enough to. What's so funny? What the hell's going on here? It's not enough.
It's the chat.
I'll read the chat in a second. It's not. It's not enough to just do these types of tournaments. I feel like people should leave learning something. I've always felt like that in esports. I know it's hard to do because who the hell shows up to learn? I just want to watch people beat the hell out of each other. But I
Yeah.
think for something like this, especially in an online format, those clips go a long way.
Yeah, I was actually a little sad I wasn't able to do it either week because like I'm this week coming up where he wanted me to do it, I'm gonna be in Vegas, so the stars really didn't just align, unfortunately. But of course, always lending my support to Waff because Waff's actually like a homie. He does things like legitimately for the betterment of the community and people, like not for like self glorification and stuff like that. So I got a lot of respect for that. He's been a real dude for just over a decade. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just talking about in the scene, like outside of it too. Like dude's just top notch, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Homemade
Uh,
Waffles is just a legend, man. Like just anything he touches turns to gold.
You
He's
know
like
that award they
ultimate
give at
homie.
SmashCon?
Yeah, yeah.
They should give him one.
absolutely.
The
Yo,
Sakurai Award? Give it to him,
listen.
man.
So we were talking about actually a Mount Rushmore of Smash, not Ultimate, not Melee, but just Smash
Smash
overall
in
as it
general, yeah.
stands today. And I'm like, Mount Rushmore has to be some combination of Gimmer, right? Like I think that's pretty free. You know, Gimmer is
It's a
the
lot.
guy. I think Homemade Waffles,
Yeah.
not because of how iconic he is as a commentator, but also his work with the online Rumble series, whatever it's called, Rona Rumble or Rollback Rumble, whatever it's called. That just how he's put Melee on his back. He literally put Melee on his back in the online era. Nobody would step up to the table like how he did. Him and God, I can't think of the other ones, but those two for sure need to be on the Mount Rushmore because they have just revitalized the game over and over.
No, I totally agree with you. I think that this is like you said, a very important event for not only Smash but just for the fighting game in general and for uh, the gaming community in general. I think this is a really awesome idea, and I think the concept of putting in, like you said, a lot of strong Black content in between the sets, interviews and all of that. That is a fantastic idea, especially one to run during Black History Month. I thought this was an event that was coming up, but it already happened. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go back and watch some of this because it's really interesting to me, and it's also uh, just a little bit of homework I can do because we're going to have Homemade Waffles on the show actually next week. So we can talk to him
Yeah,
about
pull up next week,
the Black
guys.
Empowerment Invitational directly when he's on the show next week. You don't want to miss that for sure. We've been bringing you tons of awesome interviews, and next week's going to be no exception. So you make sure you're going to be there. Make sure you hit that follow, all that good stuff, and stick around for more WWES. We got more to talk about though. Let's move on. We got to get into a team we've been talking about a lot here on Wide World of Esports. A team that has had some trouble in the LCS. We've been talking about how they had one of their worst starts, a slump and everything. It's TSM, of course. But
Oh,
this weekend,
TSM? Okay, I thought you were going somewhere
yeah,
else. Go ahead, go ahead, go
no,
ahead.
no, no. We've been talking about TSM and their terrible start in the LCS, but this weekend they just popped off. I mean, they're winning everything. It looks like TSM was able to finally get a win in the LCS that we're seeing right now. Took that win, took a dub against Immortals, which is great to see. That they got that losing streak off their back, finally down to or on to 1-4 instead of 0-4. But not only that, TSM, the organization, took home a couple of championships, including the Big Hammer in the 2022 Rainbow Six Siege World Championships. I mean, that is a gigantic achievement. I mean, taking the World Championships and taking this hammer. I mean, if we can get this on the stream, you guys got to see this trophy that they got to pick up. it's just a big ass hammer. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's a great nod to the game where
Mhm.
you're knocking down doors and breaching through walls and stuff like that. Uh, it, it's a great achievement for TSM's team in Rainbow Six. But not only that, they were also able to secure the NA Dota 2 champs this weekend with their Dota 2 team. Like, that's just a huge weekend for TSM. Like, uh, I I guess their LCS team needed to, just go on a bad roll for everyone else to just start steamrolling ahead, right?
I guess so. A team like we talked about it last week, and really the last few weeks we've been kind of covering TSM because, again, like you said, this is kind of the worst they've started out in a long ass time, or really probably ever. Um, I understand how just strange it could be to bring on new players, especially young players. But the problem is that the people on your team just can't be on your team forever. They can't be good forever. We got to get new talent in. We got to get new blood, and when you do that, it might come at the expense of a couple losses. Now, in their case, it came at the expense of 4 losses. But I
Yeah.
think the fact that they have a dub now, it can kind of get the community off of their back. Like, yo, is
Yeah.
TSM falling off? Y'all whack? Like, what's going on? It's like, no, we just, we fell off a little bit, but it's about how you get back up. And I think TSM is doing it the right way. They've been down for so long; they're long overdue for a W in this area.
Man, I'm not holding these guys' hands. Didn't they go to Worlds last year? Get your shit together. What kind of crap is this? Now, granted, you went to Worlds and got slapped up, but you were there. Okay? You were there. So I don't know what this slow start mess is, all this other BS. Nah, man. This is a seasoned veteran org in the space. Get
Yeah.
your shit together. Okay? All that crypto money getting sponsored, okay? But, I don't know what to say. Give it to me. I'll be more effective with it at this rate.
I don't know about all of that.
I
Okay, I'm
said
still
what I
waiting.
said.
I'm still waiting on my esports jersey. I'm still waiting.
2023, man, we're coming back.
Man, bro, I ain't
Trying
trying to hear that. But I am
to
trying
tell
to
you.
hear about TSM and this cryptocurrency because I'm gonna be real. If I had put all that money from crypto into TSM just for them to start going 0-4, because yes, look, they do other games like Phil said, but yo, League of Legends is the one. And I put crypto money in on you, and y'all getting your asses beat. I'm feeling some type of way in the next boardroom meeting.
Wait, you're gambling crypto?
Who doesn't?
I mean,
I'm
is an
an
Are you
elephant
guys
heavy?
supposed
I'm
to be
an NFT
calling these
warrior, man.
matches?
NFT. I'm kidding,
No,
of course.
as you're saying, Phil, that TSM needed to get it together. They got it together this weekend for sure. Like you're right. This is a seasoned organization. They hire winners. They've been hiring winners for a long time, and their teams just took home 2 separate championships and got a win in LCS. They're definitely just performing like Team Solo Mid usually does. I mean, they've been one of the top organizations for a long time now, like, right up there with the Cloud9s, uh, you know, uh, the EGs, all of them. Like, TSM is one of the notable names in esports. Obviously, they are one of the biggest sponsors that you could ever hope to be on. Uh, yeah, this is a good weekend for them, and congratulations to them.
Yeah, long overdue. Like this is
There
the
you go.
TSM that we have all grown to love.
Well, I don't know if I love them, but I'm happy for them. Either way, let's move on. You know what I am in love with though is all of you who are following and notified and subbed to this channel. All of you, everyone out there, if you are following right now, if you got the notification bell filled in, if you are a sub and doing it for Shack News, and you are one of my favorite people, that's for sure. Just go ahead and kick us one of those subs if you aren't already. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can get that Prime Gaming, get them tied together, and you just get a free sub every month, and we take those too. Of course, you can always check out everything that we got going on here over on YouTube with thousands of hours of exclusive content, plus Twitch.
Dang.
It's on two
Brian, hang in there,
Shack
man.
News
We're
games
losing
and
you.
Gamer Hub videos. I don't know if the stream out. Oh, are you losing me? Okay, it's my
Losing
internet
you,
connection.
Brian.
Sorry, everybody.
Did a
Am I back?
robot
I think
take
I'm
you? Are
back.
you okay?
Getting choppy. Are we okay?
I think you're okay now.
All right. Sorry about that, everybody. Check out those two channels, though, Shacknews Games and Gamer Hub videos. Internet getting a little choppy over here. It snowed today, quite a bit, actually. It was unexpected. I don't know if that
Yeah,
had anything to
blame
do with it.
somebody else.
Yeah, I'm going to blame the ice. But no, seriously, make sure you go over to Shack News Games and Gamer Hub videos on YouTube. Subscribe to both of those, and then check out our social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're all over all of those. We're at Shack News on Twitter and Facebook. Shack News Media on Instagram. Go give Denny Von Doom the DVD in chat.
DVD.
Give him a shout out. Give him a retweet, a quote tweet, a follow, all that good stuff. We greatly appreciate it. He's holding it down over there and doing a great job keeping everybody engaged. And of course, we have our own social media platform, our own way for you to get involved with Shack News, and that's Shack Pets, a free, absolutely 100% free as in beer app for iOS and Android. It's on the iOS App Store. It's on the Google Play Store. It's completely free. You don't got to pay a dime for it. And you get to upload pictures of your pets. You get to see lots of free pictures of other people's pets. You get to challenge other people's pets to fight over the ultimate battle for cuteness. You can swipe left or right. You can pick whoever you think is the cutest pet, or you can just browse through the pictures. But either way, you're going to get engaged. You're going to have fun. You're going to have a great time. And you're going to earn a lot of Shack points, tons of Shack points. And you can use those to win Shack News for the day. We'll talk about that later, though. Of course, you want to always head to shacknews.com as well and check out the reason why we're here, shacknews.com, going on 26 now, over 25 years
Yeah,
of
update your ad copy read.
That's right. Go over 25 years of of the greatest in gaming and technology news. You'll find everything you need to know there, plus lots of guides on all of the hottest games, like the new Horizon Forbidden West is like everybody's talking about it, everybody's excited about it. But if you need to know how to find those hard to find objects, or those one thing that you need to get that 100% completion, I guarantee you we got a guide on that. So go and check it out over at shacknews.com. Let's get to the rest of the show, though. Still got lots to talk about. A couple more topics. And I didn't know which one to make the last topic of the day, the wholesome, uplifting topic that we
Mhm.
usually talk about. I was like, let's just do them both, because this first one is super uplifting for me, super wholesome, makes me happy. It's the announcement of a new Retro Fighter compilation by Capcom featuring 10 games and, most importantly, rollback netcode for the multiplayer. We're talking the entire Darkstalkers series, Red Earth, Cyberbots. I love Cyberbots. Super Gem Fighter, Super Puzzle Fighter, Hyper Street Fighter 2. Like, this is a great, great collection. If you guys are fans of 2D Capcom fighters, and I know you are, you're here watching this show, yeah, you know that this is going to be an exciting compilation. And I hope this brings back kind of a revival of some actual tournaments for some of these games. What did you guys think of this announcement?
I'm really big on retro games, so I'm super sold. I don't have a lot of pictures of it, but I actually have a lot of like arcade cabinets in my basement. That's something that Blake and I, we kind of share a common interest on. Yeah, I mean anything that has rollback attached to it too. I mean, in this point in time in gaming, if you don't know what rollback is, or if you don't know what it means, I mean, you've been living under a rock if you play video games, because there's a good chance we're going to go into another 10,000 lockdowns, and you're going to get very familiarized with online gaming. Rollback needs to be a selling point. Make it familiar. Make people know what it means. There needs to be more information out there on it. So I think this is really good.
I think rollback has become such a buzzword to sell shit now. Like, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that's like a bad thing, but it's like, hey, by the way, our game is it's got rollback, but is the rollback good? There's levels to it. It's not just, game that just have automatically have rollback and it's just phenomenal and sensational and all that other stuff. But cool announcement. I'm familiar with a few of these titles for sure. I think anytime you kind of re-release something that's going to tickle the nostalgia bone of people is always a good thing, and obviously, like a lot of gamers, are of it, like you don't have like a age lock on gamers, right? It doesn't really matter how old you are. So yeah, this is dope. I mean, it's just a cool announcement. You talk about feel good moment. I mean, I'm sure you're feeling good if you're a fan. So
Well, I'm a
dope.
fan.
Yeah,
As a
exactly.
person that
And that's
bought the
what
last few of these
what they wanted.
Capcom collections, I would prefer they roll these into the others and they're not as half-assed, but we'll see come June.
I suppose we will.
Yeah, I mean, I can play all of these on my Mister, on my CRT with a really good arcade stick and get that close to arcade feeling. I mean, it's pretty damn close. Um, but it's nice. It's going to be nice to have these in a nice, concise collection. You can put it on the Switch. You can take it with you. Uh, like I know rollback netcode is kind of a buzzword with new fighting games these days, and it doesn't automatically mean that the game is going to be good, right? Obviously, it just means that the multiplayer will be responsive. Hopefully, um, or It'll definitely be more likely to be responsive, but the game itself still has to be good, right? Like
Correct.
Nickelodeon can have rollback netcode all day long, but if All Star Brawl isn't a good game, then it doesn't really matter if it has rollback netcode because nobody really wants to play it anyways. But these are proven good games. Everybody knows that these games are good. I mean, if you haven't played Super Puzzle Fighter, you are missing out. It is one of my favorite two-person fighting like puzzle game kind of thing, like or competitive puzzle game. It's just so much fun to play, and it's really fun to get into some heated battles with. I can't wait to get into that as well. Yeah, this is going to be a great compilation, and I'm really excited for it, and I'm all about it. I'm definitely going to be getting it, and June 2022. I mean, it's my birthday month, so happy birthday
Hey,
to me.
Happy
Go.
birthday.
there you go. Put it on your birthday wish list.
Absolutely. It's already on. All
You
right,
gotta do it.
let's move on. Let's move on to a last moment in the CPT finals. Keeping it on that Capcom bend. Let's talk about an Arby's meaty moment, a very meaty moment that Arby's has decided to bring us. I don't know why Arby's is sponsoring this CPT stuff, but whatever. Their Twitter's getting into it, and they showed us a very crazy string of combos by Rob TV in the Street Fighter V Invitational thing that they were doing. It wasn't an actual bracket tournament; it was just kind of an invitational. But the juggles. I mean, the juggles. Look at this, guys. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, this is really good to see. Of course, company crossover, bridging gaps. I talk about it literally all the time on the show. But Wendy's, not Wendy's, excuse me, Arby's, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Arby's.
Arby's.
Yeah, Arby's. Yeah, Arby's. They're kind of getting a little bit more spicy on Twitter. I've noticed some of the things they've tweeted and some of the things that they've said. So I don't know who was in charge of like this crossover, but they definitely need a raise. I think Street Fighter kind of gets a rep. Really, just sometimes Capcom games, besides Marvel vs. Capcom, they get a rep for being a little slower, explosive in parts, but overall just really slow neutral. And I think doing combos and stuff like this really puts the game in new eyes and new lights. Especially with, of course, again the new game coming out. I'm sure people would like to look at Street Fighter positively one last time before the new title is bestowed upon us.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, this is just cool. Like I remember like up to like even 2 years ago, Arby's like making gaming tweets or like tweeting out like little cardboard pictures of things like
Mhm.
gaming referenced and like picture put it next to the sandwich just to kind of I guess get a different audience. So I guess this is like the next step in that. I mean these companies like with food or drink like look at if anybody watched the NBA All Star game, Mountain Dew had a whole, on the 3-point contest had like a whole spot, like two dedicated Mountain Dew three balls you could shoot, you know what I'm saying, to get 3 points. So, inserting themselves like, where people are watching, and this is something that people are gonna watch. So why not, brand a moment or segment after yourself? It's like good activation, if you will. You know what I'm saying? It's not too in your face, too on the nose, just like subtle enough where it's like, oh, okay, Arby's, people I don't know how people really feel about Arby's. I think their curly fries are elite. I think
Yes.
I think they make a good cordon bleu as well. You know what I'm saying? Not a big roast beef guy myself, but there are other things on the menu. So to call it trash is just bougie ignorance.
Yo, speaking of Street Fighter, really quick, not to like sidebar too much, but did anybody catch in the chat the Sanford Kelly versus Logan versus all of that beef? That shit was crazy. It almost, from what it looked like, they almost had like a low tier God moment where they were like kind of threatening to pull up on each other and shit. And I'm like, damn, y'all right before the new game, we talking crazy like this? You know what?
Yeah.
But that makes for
It
the
got a
best.
little heated.
It got a little heated, but it makes for like the best, like, viewing experience the next time they all get together. Because of course, you exchange some spicy words, but in reality, they're probably gonna do like some money matches, some something. Because Sanford Kelly can talk the talk and walk the walk. Same with Logan and everybody else in that thread. So I don't know. Hopeful thinking. Maybe they'll even settle it in Street Fighter 6. I mean, I think that'd be a cool way to kick that shit off. RB Street Fighter 5, some good old fashioned shit talk, and then boom, we settle it in Street Fighter 6.
I
It's
know.
Christmas, Chris.
It is, yeah. I really liked I really liked seeing this Arby's meaty moment. I mean, I don't know about the name, but the juggle, the pop off, all of it was really cool to watch. Um, and yeah, it's just great to see. And I hope we get to see more moments like this. I guess that's one of the coolest things to come out of the CPT final. They had to tie the Street Fighter 6 announcement to it just to make it hype. I guess because they knew that the tournament itself was kind of. I mean, I guess the word would be mid nowadays. It's just not great, just not great. Uh,
Yeah, mid is a bit of an understatement, but I think the plan with Street Fighter 5, like on the way out, was just do a lot of the status quo stuff and then try to end it with a bang. Of course we couldn't do the tour kind of like how we wanted, but they still made it feel like you're there and you're getting kind of a different experience. And it's kind of strange to see that from a game like Street Fighter of with they don't really dip too far off into like innovative ideas. They kind of just have that formula, that template that they use every year. And honestly, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, it's been working. But here recently, they've had to dig a little deeper. And I think Street Fighter, Capcom, Sony, they got the pull and the staying power to force companies to want to come and work with them. I'm not the biggest Arby's fan by chance, but if
Fries,
it's
man, the
available,
curly fries.
well, and besides curly, okay. When I was broke, I was eating a lot of the curly fries because where they were at in my city, I think they were doing them for like $1 or $2. So I do that a lot. But for the most part, not the biggest fan, but great for crossover though.
Ozzy's talking about how Daigo dragging out the tournament and then delaying the Street Fighter 6 announcement was great. That was great. But I think we're already into sauce talk, everybody. Like we're practically there. That's why I chose this that's why I basically chose this topic as the last topic, because I knew it would be the easiest segue ever. We're already into it. I think that's all we got to talk about with esports. Let's just get into the sauce talk. We've already been doing it. We've already been talking about Arby's quite a bit. And the curly fries, they're pretty damn good. They're pretty damn good. And we could talk horsey sauce, Ozzy, if you want. I do appreciate some horsey sauce, and I like the Arby's sauce as well. I'll rock some Arby's sauce on the curly fries. I don't hate. Uh, let's get on to our topics for sauce talk, though. We got a couple of out there introductions to the fast food world. This first one is a new Sunday, or like a new Sunday or a new shake, I guess, that you could get from McDonald's, but it's not McDonald's in America. You can't find this here.
No.
I believe it's being introduced at McDonald's China, and it's a cilantro sundae, like a coriander chop, which is basically cilantro. It's just all chopped up. Yeah, it is a sundae, just chopped up cilantro with some syrup of some kind. That ain't no Shamrock Shake for sure.
No, it's not.
Um, yeah, I don't know about this combination. Like, do you guys even like cilantro? A lot of
Okay, I
people
was actually
Not in
I was
my
going to
fucking ice
ask.
cream.
Yeah, I was going to say not because now you're eating. Okay, do you guys have like that weird gene with some? Is it cilantro where like it tastes like soap for
Yes,
some people, and then
yes,
whatever? Okay, so it
yes.
tastes like soap for me, and I don't
Okay,
like soap in my ice cream.
okay. Well, I love the taste of cilantro, like on a taco. I mean,
Mm.
I'll get that all day long.
What
Uh
is
oh,
that thing?
Phil's
And
making a face.
this from
Phil's making a
this
face.
is that this that's this from China? You said?
Yeah.
Is this the same lab that you
Just
know what?
like
Never
COVID.
mind. Let me not go there. Listen, whoever came up with this thing has got to be stop. This looks terrible. You're gonna freaking cause a whole nother pandemic. Get it out of here, man. This is gonna obliterate stomachs. It's obliterating just my very sense of being right now, just looking at it and imagining how horrible that thing could taste. Absolute trash. Shameful. Shameful.
Yeah, they have different taste buds over there. And when I seen this shit, I was like, maybe somebody on the show or on Shacknews. I mean, these are like fast food connoisseurs, on Shacknews. Maybe they will have a different
You
opinion
can
on
just say white people.
it. Well, it's not all white people,
You were thinking it.
I may have been thinking it.
You thought I was gonna order the shake.
I mean, were you gonna order it, Krabs?
Hell no, man.
See, okay, so you're still invited to the cookout. Your cookout pass you're still good. What
I
I'm saying is
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you too, Brian. But what I'm saying is that, this looks really strange. But they also do like weird flavors of Kit Kats. Remember, like a couple years ago, there was a weird Kit Kat boom that happened over there, and it's like fried chicken Kit Kats and tofu Kit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Savory desserts are kind of a thing in Asian
yeah,
cuisine. I mean, it's not unheard of. I like how the headline for this article is and it low key looks delicious there. That's whoever wrote that is goddamn lying. You know they're lying. They were lying when they wrote that. You know they don't believe that. There's no way. Uh yeah, I don't know. I don't want chopped up bits of leaves in my ice cream, right? Like that's just not a like just doesn't seem like a combination I don't want. Yeah, I don't want the grass ice cream. I don't
I'll
want
keep
any of
it. I'll
that.
keep it real. I'll keep it real. I'd try it once, and I wouldn't even finish though. I'd taste it. I'd give it a taste test. I wouldn't actually finish it though. But I feel like if I were to go over there and somebody was like, "Yo, Rod, I'm taking your black ass to McDonald's," because you just ain't been eating McDonald's, right? I said, "Hey, as long as it's on you, I'll try whatever." So I'll give it. I'll give it a taste.
Yeah, like even Jellison said, Jellison Chats was talking about like if it was mint, get it out of here, or unless it's mint, get it out of here. Like I don't even think I would want chopped up mint on my ice cream, like just the leaf itself, all chopped up and put on my ice cream. Because yeah, mint leaves are not very good to just eat raw. You know what I mean? Like I just it's not.
Yeah, because
No.
we're not
It
brontosauruses.
sucks.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're not animals. I'm not gonna chew this with my cud teeth or whatever. Like
You don't have
Yeah.
cud teeth?
no,
No, me
sorry.
neither.
You should try it.
Okay.
No, yeah. On somebody else's dime, I'm with it. But I know the next topic in Sauce Talk is a little bit better than this one. But I just wanted to get. I just wanted to
It
get.
would be hard for it to
Get
be
rid of
worse.
this.
I wanted to get everybody's opinion. I figured maybe there's whatever, but guess not.
Cilantro on ice cream. Get it out of here.
Get it out of here. Get it out of here.
All right, moving on.
Can there be one week where we do this show entirely in Italian voice? I'm not sure if it's appropriate or not, but it would be a lot of fun.
I'm Italian, so I
You can sign off
I'll
on
give you
that.
permission. Yeah,
Paisano.
I'll give you permission.
Hey, what the fuck?
All of you.
Fuck
Tony, what are you doing?
See, and then it took 5 seconds for him to fall in. This is the best.
Over here.
I'm the gabagool. You think I'm the
All right,
gabagool?
let's move on.
They should down the street with a sausage.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm trying to sauce talk over here.
Yeah, sauce. Sorry, boss. Sorry.
No, our next topic is it definitely looks on the opposite spectrum of the cilantro ice cream, like where that was get it the hell out of here. This is you get in here, get on over here right now. KFC in Singapore is introducing a gold spice chicken skin box where you just get a box of crispy, delicious fried chicken skins with a gold spice. I don't know, there's just some kind of. I'm sure it's a delicious spice mixture. I want it. Would you guys mess with this?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm super sold. I think for something like that, fried chicken, strangely enough, y'all probably don't know this, but as a black man, I do like me some fried chicken. And I do judge the chicken spots based off of the skin. Like Popeyes, okay. I know everybody's like, yo, Popeyes is the best. It's a little bit too much skin on Popeyes, okay? And when you get to the meat itself is really good, but a little bit too much skin, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. But I think a place that's only skin though would be sick. I know they're trying it out in Singapore, but I think this is just another example of like another country trying out some cool shit. And this has nothing to do with the topic before. Don't get it twisted, all right, friends? What I'm saying is that this is just another example of another country trying some shit that people in America have talked about for years. I eat chicken skin. I eat chicken. I eat gizzards. I eat all that type of shit. Bring that shit to America.
All right. So I think if it was almost anyone else, I'd be about it. But
Okay.
KFC just I know everyone says KFC overseas is actually an elite experience, much better than what's presented to us here in America. And I would be inclined to believe that. I'll give it up. But man, I just can't wrap my head around enjoying anything from KFC chicken wise. The only thing I like from them is their sides. So, I
You
mean,
were
it's from
just
Singapore, huh?
you were agreeing with Asif on the double down or whatever, man.
Well, that was like 10 years ago when they had that. That was peak KFC. I wish they'd bring the double down back. That was fantastic. That
Yo,
sauce was
KFC in
crazy.
Australia is fire too. It's only in America where KFC is ass. I had KFC in Australia, and those boys, they put me on. You
See,
believe me, Phil? Phil, you got to believe me, bro.
no, I could believe
this.
that. I'm just saying, like, what we have to deal with in America doesn't live up to the expectations that the other world apparently gets to enjoy. So, but I would try this from Singapore. I wouldn't try it in
Oh, yeah.
America. Might
Yeah,
be
the
smart.
Singapore sounds more appetizing than the KFC part.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get anything like this from KFC in America. And that's not unfortunate. Like you said,
That's
I
because the
really
market
don't.
research tells them that the whites won't buy it.
Yeah, I really don't. Yeah, I don't mess with KFC too often. I mean, I'll get it. I'll get their spicy chicken sandwich every like blue moon. You know what I mean? Like every once in a while. Not very often though. I've had like one in the past 6 months or so. Um, but it's just like when the rest of my family is getting it, right? Like because they like to get them. It's not something I go out of my way to get, and I don't think I would want a box of KFC skin just from my KFC around the corner. Like that's yeah, that's not what I want. But if we could get yeah, like you were saying, a better fried chicken place to try this kind of idea, some place that has decent fried chicken skin or like a Korean fried chicken place.
Yeah,
If they
Korean
were to
fried
try
chicken's really good.
yeah, try something like this as well with just the skins. Yeah, I think that would be great.
Yeah, I'm sold. And actually, I hope other chicken spots maybe pick up on that too. I think KFC, of course, is kind of setting the unfortunate template for how chicken should be handled. Even though I know they should not be the ones in charge, but if it was a different company doing it, like hell, I don't know. You know what, Phil? Hear me
Talk
out
to
on
me.
this.
I'm listening, man.
A Zaxby's joint that was just the skin on the chicken.
That was
Wouldn't that
just the skin?
wouldn't that be lit? I said, wouldn't it be lit?
I
You
mean,
hear me
it could,
knocking?
Yeah,
Let me
but their
in.
whole business model is they don't provide the skin on anything. They just
yeah.
marinate and serve you non-skinned food. You put
It
a lot
could
of
be
trust in a
it could
non-skin
be
operation.
it could be a tempting dive into societal merits.
I would go to the people that make pork rinds and ask them what they would do, because these people are frying skin all goddamn day.
True. Very true. 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 But I feel like this would taste different than like, I don't know. I feel like it'd taste different than like chip pork rind stuff. I mean, pork rinds
Oh, yeah,
aren't
yeah.
bad, but they
Yeah,
would
different
probably have a
animal.
better, yeah, true. But they would also have just a different, a different idea because, of course, they're approaching it differently. But yo, Zaxby's, and then think about it. Then you can get the skin. Then you can get it in like a specific type of sauce too. Come
Rod,
on,
I got a question.
I'm
Remember that
listening.
episode of South Park where the kids were asked to bring in the groceries while Cartman's mom got him fried chicken? And Cartman went inside and ate all the skin off of every piece of chicken in that bucket and put the chicken back in the bucket and put the lid on it. And when all the kids got done doing their chores, they came and opened up the bucket of chicken. They all started crying. How many times have you done that in your life?
Well, let's rewind a little bit. I wasn't allowed to watch South Park.
Oh, dang.
Understandable.
Yeah, my mom was just not. She wasn't fucking with that. My dad was whatever, but my mom was not having it. However, I've done it a few times. Okay, more than I'm willing to admit. I'm not proud, but somebody had to eat the skin. I figured I'd do it.
I think a lot of people would have done it, you greedy bastard. You just didn't give them a chance.
Well, it ain't much, but it's honest work, baby.
No, you put the chicken de-skinned back in the bucket. You are an absolute animal. You should be in jail.
I
You
am a
can't do that
monster.
to other people.
It ain't honest, but it's much. All right, look at
So
it that way.
this is a reenactment of what Rod does, except for in animated form. Here we're watching.
I can't believe you put this on.
He's got
We're-
friends. He's got
we're in
friends coming over
DMC,
for
baby.
dinner, just enjoying the time. Oh, kids, let's go. Help me get these groceries out the car. And then here comes Rod with the Rod move.
Oh, I see. Hold on, I got my phone on me.
Hartman is such a so gross.
No, now Cartman is the The small one. He's not. He's the bad one.
He's the big one.
With the potty mouth.
Well,
Yeah.
they all have potty mouths.
They all talk like sailors on this show, even the toddlers.
Oh yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's definitely me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's eating a chicken here.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
eating
that's
all the chicken. Yeah.
yeah, that's me.
And then he goes to his friend's house to
Well, all
use
the
the
chicken
toilet
skin.
because he knows he'd stop up his own after that meal.
Oh
So he's
yeah.
even a bigger D-bag.
Let's be going to Butters.
He's going to Butters' house to use their toilet. And then Butters' parents will blame it on Butters and beat the shit out of him.
Oh damn. There's a lot of layers to this. I thought
Yeah,
South Park
it
was
gets
just all
pretty dark.
farts and boogers. What the hell?
It gets dark.
Maybe if they keep doing episodes about fried chicken, it might be time for me to tap in. How many episodes about fried chicken can you remember? Just this one?
I mean, it's
think
been
it's
on for
just that one.
72 years, so I'm sure they covered about every topic.
That episode was like 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's an old one.
Mm. You know what? I think I'm sold.
I've never had the chance to have Zaxby's though, Rod. So like,
Really?
your idea sounds good, but I've never had it. Yeah, I need to.
You
try
have
some
to come
Zaxby's.
to
Yeah,
the East.
I need to get out there. I need to try it.
You need to come to the East and watch, us go to work at Zaxby's, okay? Phil and I will not steer you wrong. I wasn't a believer on Zaxby's either. This all Phil talked about for years, and I'm just like, whatever, dude. Where the fuck is my EE sports jersey and wristband? Where's my attire at? But I was like, you know what? We can settle it in the middle with some Zaxby's. And we pulled up. I was like, I am impressed. And I try to make it a point to go every time. We didn't go this last weekend at Glitch, but that's because like everybody was just moving around. But Pound, let's set it in motion.
Let's do it.
You got to come out here too, Brian. Man, you got to pull up on us. Come see us, man.
I'll try to if I can get the time off work and get Asif to spring for that flight, then we'll see what happens.
Very well. There you go.
But yeah, we could definitely cover a Smash event live for Wide World of Esports, and it'll just be a secret ulterior motive to get some Zaxby's.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
Operation Zaxby's is
There we
in
go.
order.
It'll be brilliant. All right, let's end Sauce Talk for the day and get into the Shack Pet Showdown, the Cortex winner. That's right. We have a new winner this week. The person you thought I was going to say the name, but I'm not saying it. I'm not going to say it today. That's because the man with the briefcase wins. The man with the briefcase wins. Yes, the man with the briefcase wins Shacknews for the week. Congratulations to Asif Khan, the man with the briefcase. He did it. The Wide World of Esports creator, the Shacknews official assistant to the CEO Lola. He has won. He says it himself. He's not the CEO anymore.
It says it on the website too.
Yeah,
it does say it on the site.
That's his title. Like, I did not come up with that. That's him. Yeah. He has won Shacknews with the CEO Lola taking in all of those points on Shack Pets, winning all those battles because she's just so damn cute. So congratulations to the man with the briefcase and Lola for winning Shacknews for the week, getting that Cortex Carnage report. Like, it was just day after day I was seeing his name on the Carnage report, and I'm like, damn. Man with briefcase.
I demand a recount. I feel like it's a little too convenient.
Lord
I feel like it's a conflict of interest.
It's a conflict of interest, and I want a recount. I'm demanding.
You got it, boss.
Yeah, and if there was ever an episode for him to fly in with the chair, I mean, I think it would be today, but maybe he's just off today because it's the holiday.
That's right. It is a Duke Nukem day for Shacknews, as I was mentioning at the beginning of the stream. But we're here because we had so much esports to talk about, but we're pretty much done with it. However, I will mention that Mad Dog Delphi 97 did win the chatty for the week as well. So
let's go, Mad Dog.
Congratulations, Mad Dog. At least we got one of the goats in there. Of course,
go,
Man with the briefcase is the original goat by creating Shack Pets, creating Cortex, putting all this together. Is it a conflict of interest? Maybe. Maybe it is. But you know what? He won it. I'm going to talk about it because that's what we're here to do. And if you want your name on the Cortex Carnage report, then you got to get involved. Go over to Shacknews. Use all the stuff like Shacknews Reader, Shacknews Cortex, Shacknews Chatty. It's all there for you. And it's free. With an account, you get all of that. It's totally included. I mean, you don't even have to sub to Shacknews Mercury, although you could for just $1 a month. which is
Hold on a second. I gotta call some people
super.
out in the chat because there's some people who aren't even subbed in here. All right. Now, if you don't got the sword next to your name, you're not subbed, right?
No, that the sword is a mod, but yeah, you don't have to call anybody out
I'm calling them out.
specifically. You don't got to do that. But no, really, if you want to be on the Carnage Report, go to Shack News, get involved, download Shack Pets, and upload some pictures of your pets, or just participate in the challenges on whose pet is the cutest, and all of that will get you lots of Shack points to get your name on the Cortex Carnage Report. I think that's gonna wrap it up, though. Like that's it. That's the show. Sub for 8 months. Thank you, Jealous. Thank you for doing it for Shack News. Greatly appreciated.
Yes,
Thank you to
sir.
everybody who's subbed to the channel. Thank you to everyone just for being here, just for watching the show. We couldn't do it without you. Wouldn't do it without you. Uh, Very much appreciated. Thank you all for doing it for Shack News. Thank you for watching another episode of Wide World of Electronic Sports. I believe that is episode 120 down. Whew, that's right. And so many more to go because we're going to keep reporting on everything esports. I've been Bryan Lefler, contributing editor for Shack News, brought to you with the help of our amazing technical director, Chris Krabs Gerard. Thank you so much for your technical direction and your spicy, hottest takes today.
I try.
You do. You certainly do try, and you try damn hard. Thank you, of course, to Rodney Conyers Jr. for helping me put together the agenda, helping me find all the topics, and just for generally being an amazing guy. Greatly appreciated.
I try my best to do what I can. I might even give the stream some outro music today, man. As Krabs is fading it out. Yeah,
Nice.
so I try my best though.
There we go. All right, another performance from Rodney himself. And of course, thank you to Phil, the phenomenal Visu, for being here, for all of your insight, and for just looking so damn good while you do it. Greatly appreciated.
Yeah, nothing new there. You know what I'm saying? Show up, kick some ass, and get out the door. That's what we do, baby.
There you go.
Another good week in esports. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well, everyone, we'll see you again. Until next time, later. Thanks again.